A very good afternoon, everyone. I am Ritu Sahani, Faculty of English at Baalnoi Academy. Today, we are going to solve a CDS PYQ, which is CDS 1 2024. So, let's get started. So, this is set A, 120 questions, and it begins with antonyms. Let's read the first word. The word equanimity is underlined. And remember, we are doing antonyms. We have to select a word which is opposite in meaning to the given word. So always remember that. Now, the meaning of equanimity is quality of staying calm under pressure. Panic nahi karna, bilkul calm rehna. Now, if you think about it, tranquility, composure, placidity, these three are actually somewhere meanings of equanimity. So the answer is bravo, agitation, because agitation means you are unstable and in turmoil, turbulent. Therefore, it is the antonym of equanimity. Moving on. Question 2. He had been vehement. Now, vehement over here means very strong feelings actually, right? So for very strong, if you see ardent, fervent, impassioned, these three are actually synonyms of vehement. Therefore, the correct answer is subdued, because subdued means suppressed in your emotions, yeah, not very strong emotions. So the answer is subdued. These three, now if you see the pattern going on in this paper, it is odd one out. Three are synonyms, one is the actual antonym. Question number 3, nefarious word is underlined. अब इस word का मतलब क्या है? Nefarious basically बहुत negative word है. It means criminal activities are done, right? So if we read the options, flagitious, execrable, other options are here, admirable, abominable. Now, अगर एक बात मान के चले, let's say आपको नहीं पता इसका meaning, flagitious, execrable and abominable, but still I suggest कि word का tone तो देख सकते हैं, positive word लग रहा है या negative word लग रहा है. So, you know, these words are all negative, flagitious, execrable. Somewhere they are all synonyms of nefarious only. So, एक ही positive word बचा है, which is admirable. Therefore, the correct answer is admirable. So, did you notice the trick I am doing? Tone of the word देखा करो, ना word positive है या negative है, क्योंकि nefarious negative था, so antonym में एक positive word चाहिए. Okay. When he was born, his family was indigent. Indigent basically means poor. गरीब थे वो. So this is also one of the techniques कि पहले word के meaning को दिमाग में establish किया जाता है, right? So, all right. Now, if you see, what is the antonym of poor? The antonym is affluent, because affluent का मतलब होता है rich, और इस word का मतलब है poor. Now, if you think about it, even this word impecunious, this is also poor. ये भी poor है. If you have good pecuniary sense, no, ये pecuniary actually हमेशा money related matters के लिए use होता है, pecuniary. So impecunious is again poor only. So these two are poor and therefore the antonym is affluent. Now इस question में अगर आप देखें, यहाँ कोई 3:1 का ratio नहीं था, yes? एक meaning था, एक antonym था, and the other two are actually just not related, right? So it's not that always you will get that pattern. Okay, question number 5. Turbulent word is underlined. Now again, in your mind, you have to think, what's the meaning of turbulent? Turbulent is again agitation, जैसे एक पहले word किया था, you know, when we travel by flight, The pilot says, don't panic, you may expect some turbulence. तो flight ऊपर नीचे ऐसे ऐसे unstable सी होती है. That's turbulence, right? Some sort of instability, right? So now, therefore, the antonym is बिल्कुल peaceful है, calm है. Tranquil. ये tranquility पहले भी word था यार. So बहुत ही कुछ important words होते हैं. Tranquil, serene, for calm and peaceful basically. So this is the opposite of calm and peaceful. Desolate is isolated, lonely. Obstreperous is unruly, जो कहना ना मानता हो. ऐसे स्टूडेंट्स होते हैं कहीं, जैसे यार दे डोंट ओबे द टीचर, टीचर की बात सुनते नहीं है. Obstreperous pupils, right? Unruly, UNRULY, don't follow orders and not obedient. All right. Next question, as you can see, is fill in the blanks. Question number 6. I shall not be going to the theater. If it may snow, if it snows. Answer is Charlie. The reason is in delta option, if you see, it word is missing. It ही नहीं लिखा है, so वो answer नहीं है. In Bravo अगर आप देखो, it के बाद B1 नहीं आता ना, it के बाद B1 SES आता है. So like this you rule out the answers, and only this is grammatically correct. Simple present tense in combination with a future tense. Question 7. Dash than 100 passengers were killed in the recent train accident. Less than. Okay. ये दो हम rule out कर देंगे. You know why? Countable, uncountable noun. Less is always used for countable nouns. And यहाँ किसकी बात हो रही है? Passengers की है. Passengers countable होते हैं, तो number भी तो दिया है 100. And so the only one is fewer over here. Why not fewer? Because of the word than. So the correct answer is delta, no fewer than. No fewer than 100 passengers were killed. It means minimum 100 were killed. कम से कम 100 तो मारे ही गए थे. That's the meaning. Next one, each of these paintings. अब ये एक subject verb agreement में rule आता है. Each is always followed by singular verb, right? So the answer is each is. Remember the singular verb rule. Each के बाद singular verb is made by a famous name. Question number 9. This is an area of dash population. Extremely dense, totally dense, tangentially dense, or languidly dense. Unnecessarily, they've given you words to confuse you. It's simply extremely dense population. Yeah, they're just giving you difficult vocabulary words to confuse. We know dense के साथ बहुत ही dense population है. We just want to say ज़्यादा dense है. So go for a simple word, extremely dense. Anyways, वो meaning भी वहाँ match नहीं होता. Population के लिए tangent और languid नहीं use करते. Next one, question 10. Reading ability in young children. Alpha Bravo rule out करेंगे. You know why? Helping verb ही missing है. Is, am, are कुछ तो चाहिए, and ability के साथ singular verb. We need is actually. The helping verb is missing, so you rule it out. The answer is delta, is affected. Now why not Charlie? Because EFFE वो noun होता है, right? And we want is followed by V3. So basically this question actually addresses your concepts कि क्या आपको clear है affect versus effect. So this is nothing but a verb, and this is a noun. So we needed a verb over here, is affected. The ability is affected. Question number, I think we just did 10, na? Yeah, 11. She has faced almost what difficulty in arranging the funds? Big difficulty, insurmountable, gigantic, or large? This question is slightly confusing, I may say. So, but then still, if you say big, gigantic, large, they are somehow synonyms. यहाँ पे एक odd one out की strategy use कर सकते हैं. Answer is insurmountable difficulty. Insurmountable. Insurmountable means undefeatable, unconquerable, जिसको हम मात नहीं दे सकते, जिसको हम कॉन्कर नहीं कर सकते. Therefore answer is it कि ऐसी कोई difficulty आ गई है ना in arranging the funds. The next one, our school building is dash dilapidated. Dilapidated means in a very bad condition, it needs repair. Two words में meaning लिखना है तो लिखो needs repair, right? So our school building is visibly dilapidated, little dilapidated, deeply and satisfactorily तो बिल्कुल भी नहीं जाएगा because dilapidated is a negative word. Correct answer, visibly. The correct answer is visibly. Yes, it is. मतलब दिख रहा है कि स्कूल बिल्डिंग को रिपेयर की जरूरत है. It's evident actually, right? That is what we want to say over here. Sorry. Question 13. Ranikhet is a place of remarkably dash beauty. Now what beauty? यहाँ पे आपके वर्ड एसोसिएशंस का नॉलेज काम आता है. सीनरी ब्यूटी कहते हैं, ग्रामर भी है. सीन ब्यूटी, सीनिकली ब्यूटी, ये कोई वर्ड ही नहीं होता. करेक्ट आंसर इज ब्रावो, सीनिक ब्यूटी. Adjective and noun. We say scenic beauty. We don't use noun and noun. Na? Question 14. The criminal on the run managed to dash capture by the police officer. क्योंकि ये on the run था, ये बच निकला इसका मतलब, right? और बच निकलने के लिए what's the word? Evade capture. Evade basically over here means he escaped. So the correct answer is bravo. Question 15. I am dash on the ambitious project of learning one new language every year. तो यहाँ पे ना आपके वर्ड एसोसिएशन की नॉलेज काम आती है. आप एक प्रोजेक्ट पे हमेशा एम्बार्क करते हो, एक जर्नी पे एम्बार्क करते हो. सो द आंसर इज embarking. I am embarking on the project. Yeah, you don't adventure on a project and you don't sail on a project. All right. Next question is idioms and phrases. The first idiom is walking on eggshells. What does it mean? Yes, it is careful, but it is not bravo. Answer is alpha. Careful not to offend or upset others. फूंक फूंक के कदम रखना ताकि किसी को बुरा ना लग जाए, कोई आपकी बात बुरी ना लग जाए. That is walking on eggshells. And I must say, in any relationship, अगर आपके relationships ऐसे हैं कि you have to walk on eggshells, it's really not worth it. You should not be in that relationship. Next one, number 17. Feather your own nest. What does it mean? Feather your own nest. To make one's lodgings, make money. अपना फायदा basically देखना, अपना फायदा, अपना profit बनाना. To make money for oneself by way of dishonest means. This is the correct answer. Question 18. Neither fish nor fowl. So basically this means any lot which is homogeneous, it's difficult to classify or describe it. So usme difficult to identify, difficult to classify. So therefore I think here it is alpha. 18 alpha is the answer. (19) Elephant in the room. See, elephant in the room means an obvious problem which is being avoided as a subject of discussion. Everybody knows about that problem, but they don't want to talk about it. It could be a taboo, it could be some stigma. Somebody could be a homosexual in the family. Now they don't want to talk about it. They know about it. Yeah, so this is like an elephant in the room. So where is the answer? Yeah, this is what I just explained. Na? Obvious problem that is being avoided. और ज़्यादातर elephant in the room से पहले use किया जाता है let's address the elephant in the room. You address the elephant in the room. It means you discuss matters which people are avoiding. Question 20, the ship has sailed. इसके लिए तो और synonymous idioms भी हैं English में. We say you missed the bus. Yeah, it means आपने मौका गवा दिया है. Yeah, yeah, the opportunity has missed the bus भी कहते हैं. All right, we're done with idioms also. Ordering of words in a sentence. As you can see here, a statement is divided into 4 parts, PQRS. We have to rearrange it to form one logical sentence. So let's get started with question 21. Let's read the Bravo option, PQRS, directive principles. I'm reading the alpha option. Sorry, not Bravo, alpha, PQRS. Directive principles of state policy, which though not justifiable are fundamental to the governance of the country, and it is the duty the constitution lays down certain of. Till PQ it is still okay. PQ तक तो ठीक है, पर ये जो it is the duty the constitution lays down certain, if R is not connecting with Q, if you think about it, alpha answer नहीं है. Let's read Bravo, QRPS, fundamental to the governance of the country, and it is. ये यहीं पे stop हो जाएगा. Q is not an independent fragment because one wonders ये it क्या है, right? Bravo भी answer नहीं है. Let's read Charlie, RPQS. The constitution lays down certain principles. So if you see RP साथ में जा रहे हैं, certain principles of the state policy which though not justifiable are fundamental to the governance of the country, and it is the duty of the state. ये भी जा रहा है. So if you think about it, even Q and S is a pair. RP एक pair है, Q and S is a pair. Answer is Charlie, RPQS. So keep making such pairs basically. Basically you have to form mandatory pairs. See, I may not do all 4 options because of time constraints. The video may go on till 3 hours otherwise, and it's impossible for you also to watch this long. So, but I let me tell you, you have to work out all 4 options. Okay. Question 22. Let's read alpha QRSP. The geopolitical and geo-economic landscape where aspects. R is not connecting with Q. Alpha is not the answer. Let's read QSRP. The geopolitical and geo-economic landscape in a multipolar world. The landscape in a multipolar world. ये sense बन रही है, is dynamic, where aspects related to application of military. So the aspects are evolving. Yeah, so the RP also is a pair. QS is a pair, RP is a pair. Answer is Bravo. Notice I am deliberately writing the pairs for you. Question 23. Let's read the options PQRS. International security, taking into account it's not an independent fragment. We stop at P only. ये P पे ही रुक जाएगा, आगे बढ़ने की जरूरत नहीं है. We need to watch out for independent fragments basically. Let's read SRPQ. In the international security arena relating to disarmament, non-proliferation. We generally don't begin sentences with in. QPRS. India has participated actively in multilateral forums. International security. The P does not connect with Q, so QP here itself is wrong. We left only with delta. We'll work it out. In my opinion, answer has to be delta. Let's read. India has participated actively in multilateral forums. Forums are related to disarmament, non-proliferation, and international security. See, all defense-related terms are this, and this, taking into account its national security interests and priorities in this arena. Yeah, so even P and S go together. Very nice pair. Answer is delta. Notice we need to watch out for independent fragments. Huh? Question 24. Let's read alpha. Linked to the formal education system through we read RPSQ. Children in the age group of 5 to 8 years are directly linked to the formal education system through Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan. This is not the answer. Reason, look at how it is ending. देखो ये end कैसे हो रहा है, Q से end हो रहा है, और ये statement कभी with the ऐसे end होता है, ऐसे नहीं end होता है ना. Yeah, so rule it out. Let's read QSPR. A close coordination with the Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan, ठीक है, linked to the formal education. Verb missing है यहाँ पे, so even this cannot be the answer. The verb is missing. QSP में verb ही नहीं आया. Let's read this one. RPQS. Children in the age group of 5 to 8 years are directly linked. Directly linked. ये pair बना. Directly linked to the formal education system through what? Through this, through a close coordination. Coordination with whom? With this. Yeah, our answer is Charlie. RPQS is the correct answer. Let's read question 25. It is as it is PQRS. Let's read PQR. Our spiritual heritage and has become. Spiritual heritage and has become. ये यहीं पे ही sense नहीं बनी. We will rule it out. PRSQ. Our spiritual heritage practiced as part of healthy lifestyle. The heritage is not practiced as far as I know. Yeah. So this heritage and practice don't go together. Let's read this. SRPQ. Yoga is being, okay, yoga is being practiced as part of healthy. This makes sense. SR में sense बन रही है. Practice is part of healthy lifestyle. Aspiration. SR तक तो ठीक था, but the P did not connect with R, no? Verb ही missing है, verb नहीं है. ये बचा तो यही option has to be this. Let's read this. SRQP. Yoga is being practiced. Being practiced is part of healthy lifestyle and has become a part of what? Part of our spiritual heritage. So even QP is a pair. SR is a pair, QP. The answer is delta. Question 26. Let's read alpha. PSQR. Who has been troubling? We don't begin sentences with who. I think on that basis we can rule out alpha. We can even rule out delta. दोनों P से शुरू हो रहे हैं. We don't begin sentences this way. Let's read bravo. SPRQ. She who has been in trouble, who has been troubling. ये तो कोई sense नहीं बनी. Yeah. So SP also doesn't go. Yeah. I think we left with only this. Has to be this. पढ़ लेते हैं. SRQP. She who has been in trouble, yeah, would know the trouble better than the one who has been trouble. Very nice. It makes sense also कि जिसने खुद कोई दुख झेला होगा लाइफ में वो समझ सकेगा. That is what they want to say. Than the person who keeps troubling others. वो better समझ सकेगा किसी और का दर्द. So it makes sense also actually. Question 27. Bravo. Let's read question 27. QRPS. The speaker reiterated. Reiterated means repeated. You repeat what you were saying. Reiterated before the audience is still valid. What did he reiterate? वो तो समझ नहीं. The QR does not go. Alpha is not the answer. Let's read QSPR. The speaker reiterated before the audience fact that, yeah, exactly this is what I was saying कि क्या reiterate किया वो होना चाहिए ना next statement में. So he reiterated the fact that the old epithet and फिर वो epithet भी दिया, all that glitters is not gold, and he reiterated that कि ये अभी भी आज भी valid है. Yes, the answer is bravo. Answer is bravo. If you see Charlie, Charlie is beginning with R is beginning with A, so rule out hai basically. Anyways, answer was bravo. Question 28. Let's read alpha. PSQR. A decade sooner than 2050. A decade sooner than 2050 at 8.5 billion by 2040. No, the PS together don't make sense. Let's read RQSP. The second scenario suggested what? Suggested that the population will peak किस rate पे? Peak at 8.5 billion by 2040, a decade sooner. हाँ, so 2040 is sooner than, decade sooner than, it makes complete sense. Answer is bravo. So if you see, SP is a pair over here, and even RQ is a pair. Suggested that, and 2040, 10 years before than 2050. Question 29. Let's read alpha. RPSQ. Peace is always the only alternative. Alternative to what? Alternative turbulent times. Preposition missing है यहाँ पे. Alternative to something होना चाहिए ना? Doesn't make sense. Let's read this. PRSQ. Turbulent times. Peace is always. Verb से connect नहीं हो रहा है. PR ही गलत है. RQPS. Peace is always the only alternative. Not only during war and turbulent times, but also nice, war and turbulent times, QP go together, war and but also, so the QPS actually तीनों एक साथ आएंगे. Yeah, and if you see QPS are there, delta में भी नहीं है QPS एक साथ. Answer is Charlie. Last question. Question 30. Let's read the alpha option. RQSP. Population bomb related narratives mobilized many policies. Sense तो बन रही है. Mobilized what? Mobilized the policies and behaviors that shape the lives of whom? Lives of generations. It is absolutely making sense. Lives of Indian women, so SP makes sense. Mobilize the policies, RQ makes sense. Right? This way. Answer is alpha, actually. All right. Now for this one, it is virtually impossible to do this in a live class. As I said earlier, it will go on till 3 hours otherwise. So for this, I'm going to mark the answers. Yeah, I think I may do any one question if you want, but yeah, I'll just mark the answers. 31. I'll give you the answers. It's virtually impossible to do this because the correct answer of question 1. So once I'll mark all the answers, then we can take any one question. Yeah, I can explain that one question in detail. You do get an idea then how to do that question. So the first answer is Charlie. Are we doing this? Is this the second one? Yeah. Second is alpha. Take any one question then towards the end. 33, 33, 34, both alpha. 33 also is alpha. I hope this is 34, but I'll still check. Yeah, this is also alpha. $35 and this is 36, na? 35 is Bravo, 36 is Alpha. This is the answer. 7 and 8, 37, 38, both are Charlie. Hmm. 39, 39, 40. Alpha Bravo. This one is Alpha. This one is Bravo. Let's take any one question. Now that we know Bravo is the answer, we can go the reverse also. We'll have to zoom out. So what we do in such questions is, the first thing you need to do is, you need to read the first statement because it is S1, the first sentence. Then you need to go to these options. Then you need to read P in your mind. So you do S1P. पहले S1 फिर P, which means P is your second sentence. है या नहीं ये अब decide करोगे. Right? So क्या P S1 से connect कर रहा है? Then you do S1Q in your mind. पहले S1 पढ़ा, फिर Q को पढ़ा. Then you decide. Right? Then S1 and R, then S1 and S. तो ऐसे डिसाइड किया जाता है ओके सेकंड सेंटेंस कौन सा है. सो बेसिकली यहाँ जो लिखे हुए हैं ये सेकंड सेंटेंस. देन व्हाट यू डू इज देन यू रीड दिस Q which is your fifth sentence and then you read S6. So basically fifth and sixth and you read SNS6, SNS6, QNS. So that's how you decide. So let's see if Bravo is the answer. Let's see if we are able to justify the answer. Huh? So क्या ये Q इस वन से कनेक्ट कर रहा है या नहीं. लेट्स सी कोई कनेक्शन है. टॉक्स अबाउट अ मिशन. नैनो मिशन प्रोग्राम वाज इनिशिएटेड. तो जब कोई मिशन की बात होती है उसके बाद एक बेसिक स्टेटमेंट आता है ना, नेचुरल स्टेटमेंट कि इस मिशन का गोल क्या है. तो देयरफॉर आई कनेक्टेड दिस वे. इट्स गोल इज टू फॉस्टर. इट्स इसको भी कुछ कहते हैं इंग्लिश. इसकी अप्रोच होती है नाउन प्रोनाउन अप्रोच. नाउन पहले आता है, प्रोनाउन बाद में आता है. नाउन की बात हो गई है, द नैनो मिशन, एंड देन इट्स. नाउ वन वंडर्स व्हाट इज दिस. इट्स ऑफ कोर्स दैट मिशन, राइट. So that's how you connect this. Goal is to foster, promote, develop all aspects of nanoscience, nanotechnology. So the nano is again repeated also, right? So definitely if you say, अगर options देखें, देखो अगर कोई ऑप्शन क्यू से शुरू हो रहा होता ना अदर देन ब्रावो, फिर तो वो कंफ्यूजिंग ऑप्शंस होते, फिर उसको रूल आउट करना पड़ता माइंड में. हाँ वो क्यों आंसर नहीं है, बिकॉज S1Q का तो पेयर बन रहा है यहाँ पे, राइट. तो यहाँ पे यू आर लकी, यू आर वेरी लकी. व्हाई देयर इज नो आंसर. ऑप्शन ओनली begins with Q. That comes nails the answer, you know. अच्छा अब S और S6 का भी पेयर बना लेते हैं. बट यू नो व्हाट, यस आई टोल्ड यू फर्स्ट और सेकंड देखना है, फिफ्थ और सिक्स्थ देखना है. बट आई डू नॉट मीन टू से ये बीच वाले देखने ही नहीं है, ये बिल्कुल यूजलेस है. नॉट एट ऑल, ये बहुत यूजफुल होते हैं इन ट्रिकी क्वेश्चंस, कंफ्यूजिंग क्वेश्चंस. वो बीच वाले ही हेल्प करते हैं फाइनल आंसर ढूंढने में. ओके Anyways, Philal, we'll do this S and S6. This is such a lengthy one. The support under this extends to create skilled human resources, projects related to nanoscience, technology, building infrastructure of nano S&T labs at several institutes spread across the country. The efforts of this mission are evident through India's global ranking based on the publications in SCI journals. Great pair to nahi hai. I would not say, let's be honest with you, it's not that one answer is, it's a pair. When I sat with the question, I ruled out all of them. It took me time to do that. It's not possible here in a live class, right? So still it does make sense, because here it does say yeah, spread across the country, and that's how it gave it a global ranking. All right, moving on to word classes. Now, what is the meaning of this question? Word classes means parts of speech. One word is underlined and you have to identify the part of speech, whether it is an interjection, verb, adjective, noun, conjunction, adverb, pronoun, or preposition. There are 8 parts of speech. Right? Let's begin. Which word is underlined? Better. Better is an adjective. There are 3 degrees of adjective, no? Good, better, best, bad, worse, clever, cleverer, cleverest. ER words, adjective, comparative degree of adjective. Next question, the story was in all the dailies. What is the meaning of this word dailies over here? Dailies. Newspapers की बात हो रही है ये. और newspaper thing है, paper है. Right? So things are what? Things are nouns. Daily is over here. D-A-I-L-Y. Most people only know daily means every day, but daily also is a noun for newspaper. Which daily do you read? Which newspaper? All right, smoking is injurious to health. It's a gerund. Options given are participle, infinitive. Gerund option should be given. Yeah, there it is. It's a gerund. Because it's a habit, no? Gerunds always talk about, gerunds are, they look like V1 ing, but they function as a noun. It's a gerund. Because it's a habit. Which word is underlined? The word one. What made you choose the one rather than the other? This one over here is not the number one, actually. It's not this. See how they confuse you. They've given you the word number also. And anyways, numbers are not parts of speech. Word classes का question है. It's a pronoun. If you want the type, ये इसको indefinite pronoun कहते हैं. Anyone, no one, someone, anybody, somebody, nobody. We come under indefinite pronouns. Question 45, there is still some water. The word some is a determiner. It's a quantifier, na, because it's a determiner. Now, 6 things come under determiners. Articles भी determiners में आते हैं. Ordinals भी determiners में आते हैं. First, second, third. Numerals भी आते हैं. Even quantifiers, words like little, few, much, less, several. Determiners. 46. ये एक ना एक क्वेश्चन ऐसे एग्जामिनर दे ही देते हैं, बेचारे सोचते हैं चलो कुछ तो मार्क्स में है स्टूडेंट्स को. यार, this one is easy, an interjection. Obviously it's an exclamatory word. Words expressing sudden strong emotions. It's a word for excitement. All right, question 47. Having finished her work, Sharmila left. Having is underlined. Now, you may think it's an auxiliary verb, but it's not. Auxiliary verbs are helping verbs. So, helping verbs are only is, them, are, was, were, has, have. Only have. Having is not a helping verb over there. It's a participle. It's a participle. V1 ing, also known as participle. So, V1 ing, V3. ये दोनों को पार्टिसिपल कहते हैं ना. Question 48. My teacher always moves around in her class while teaching. Verb, adverb. I think two options are here now. Conjunction, noun. It's an adverb. Reason. What's the reason? Move is a verb, and moves where? Moves around. So what do adverbs do? Adverbs qualify verbs. If you want the type, it is an adverb of place. 49. The cantankerous men of the town. Let's say you don't know the meaning of cantankerous, no problem, don't sweat it, fret not. Yeah, ये कोई word meanings का question तो है नहीं. ये क्या है? men noun होता है. जो भी word noun के बारे में बताता है वो क्या होता है? Adjective होता है. By the way, cantankerous means ill-tempered. गुस्सा आ जाता है, and yeah, non-cooperative, argumentative, all of that is cantankerous. So most landlords are cantankerous. Yes. India is revered. अच्छा, by the way, ठीक है, क्वेश्चन में उस समय एग्जाम करते हुए आपको ये वर्ड नहीं पता, फिर भी आप क्वेश्चन वर्कआउट कर सकते हो. That was the good news I was giving you. But you know, the actual approach of doing a PYQ is you should look up the dictionary. डिक्शनरी देखनी चाहिए, गूगल देखना चाहिए, ये वर्ड का मीनिंग देखना चाहिए, सिर्फ देखना ही नहीं चाहिए. You should write it in the register. Only then someone like me will agree, yes, you have solved the PYQ. Otherwise ये बस अल्फा ब्रावो चार्ली डेल्टा, इसको PYQ सॉल्व करना नहीं कहते हैं. Yes. So you should be hungry for vocabulary. So I repeat the meaning of cantankerous: argumentative, ill-tempered, and non-cooperative. Question 50. फिर से यहाँ देखो कितने vocab words हैं. Revered, revered, however you pronounce it, it means respected. इंडिया को बहुत रिस्पेक्ट किया जाता है. कैसे? As the fountainhead of democracy. Fountainhead basically means the original source of democracy. कि हमसे ही शुरू हुई थी डेमोक्रेसी. तो original source. So source क्या होता है? Source is the noun. That's how you decide the answer. Yes. Okay, fine. We'll do this comprehension towards the end. It'll kind of impede our speed. Yeah. So speed slow हो जाएगी. We'll do the objective questions first, and then I'll come to this. No problem. Don't worry, I'll not skip it. It takes a lot of time, no, to do this. We do the objective questions first. ये टिक टिक वाले जल्दी हो जाएंगे, ये पहले कर देते. Prepositions and determinants. See now again, the determinants पे proper question देते हैं. So I really suggest, I did tell you what are determiners earlier. काम करना, आज गूगल करना word determiners. All में नहीं जाना, images में जाना. Images में very useful image दी है determiners की, and they have given 6 things which come under determiners: articles, possessives, numerals, ordinals, quantifiers. टोटल 6 हैं. जरूर देखना और वो इमेज सेव करके रखना. Okay, fine. I don't, anyways, we have to fill in the blank with prepositions and determine. I don't like working in night, at night, on night, at night. Working at night. Working at. Yeah? See, वैसे night से पहले in भी आता है, but it is talking about working, और working के बाद in नहीं आता. Yeah? Question 62. I will see you at the morning, on the morning. Answer is in the morning. There is a mark on the wall. easy questions actually. So when there's placement of things on a surface, we use on. Shalini usually goes to work. By is used as a preposition to talk about mode of conveyance or commute, transport, basically. By bus, by metro. But we don't say by foot. We say on foot. Remember that, huh? Okay, question 65. She has always been very polite. What do you think? It is to me. Polite to me. I am fed up. You always fed up with something, no? It's like a fixed preposition. Fed up with you. We had a discussion dash the project. Discussion about the project. Question 68. She is capable. After capable, we always use the preposition. You're capable of doing something. Yes. 69. His first novel has been translated into many languages. Translated into. This into is always used for, when there is a change of area. I walked into the room. So from outside to inside. So one language into the other language. So translated into. Question 70. We met a very nice family. Dash our holiday. What do you think? While our holiday, into a holiday, during or by? The only preposition which is making sense over here is उस दौरान जब हम छुट्टी पे थे उन दिनों कोई एक अच्छी फैमिली मिली during our holiday. The others don't make sense only actually. Easy questions, 10 questions. All right. Next is spotting errors. A statement divided into 4 parts, A, B, C, D. Which part has an error based on grammar rules? Verb, noun, adjective, conjunction. Yeah, we'll use them. Question 71. Let's read question 71. During this session, many companies were compelled to decrease their workforce. Recession मंदी होता है. मंदी के दौर में companies were compelled, मजबूर थे, they were forced to decrease their workforce. I do not think we use the word decrease with workforce. We reduce the workforce. Yeah. So this word is not suitable. C part has an error. Which we do reduction होता है ना? Reduction of staff. So I'm so sorry. Reduction यहाँ तो ठीक है, but यहाँ it should be reduce the workforce. Reduction of workforce होता है ना, क्योंकि it is not decrease of workforce. ये concept होता है. You reduce. Basically you remove them. No, you don't decrease them. उनको decrease कैसे करोगे आप? या कोई numbers थोड़ी हैं increase decrease. लोग हैं. Yes. The politicians parted ways due to parted ways. They split, which means separate हो गए. Very nice phrase for that. Due to, ये क्या लिखा है? Due towards. यहीं पे error है. Yes. Due to होता है ना, कोई कारण बताना है तो किस वजह से वो अलग हो गए. Due to ideological difference. C part has an error. So obvious. The murder was to. देखो अब ये word abominable और भी था पेपर में ना. I think Antonyms में कहीं तो था. Abominable means abominate करना, किसी को नफरत करना. Hate. Abominate is a word. So abominable is worth hating basically. Huh? The murder was too. हाँ, so murder है ना, क्योंकि वो obviously will hate. So murder was too abominable to describe. No. C part has an error. It should be to be described. ये सेंटेंस पैसिव वॉइस में होना चाहिए ना, कि वो इतना हेट वर्दी था कि उसको डिस्क्राइब भी नहीं कर सकते थे. टू अबॉमिनेबल टू बी डिस्क्राइब्ड मीन्स so hate worthy that it cannot be described. Okay. Next one. Each new word in this book have. ये अब देखो बार बार रूल्स रिपीट होते हैं. each वाला fill in the blanks में भी आया था या नहीं? each के बाद singular verb, ये रूल तो जैसे कहीं आपको इट शुड बी जस्ट मेमोराइज्ड हो गया, बेसिक ग्रामर रूल्स हैं ये। ईच एंड देन यहाँ होना चाहिए हैज, ईच हैज, ईच प्लस सिंगुलर वर्ब, रिपीटेड थिंग्स आर देयर इन पेपर। कॉन्सेप्ट क्लियर होना चाहिए, वो कभी भी आता है, कैसे भी फिलअप्स में, एरर्स में। तो क्वेश्चन 75, द न्यूज रिगार्डिंग द अर्थक्वेक सर्वाइवर्स, अगेन सब्जेक्ट वर्ब अग्रीमेंट, मैक्सिमम एरर्स सब्जेक्ट वर्ब अग्रीमेंट से ही आ रहे हैं, क्योंकि ये न्यूज की बात हो रही है। न्यूज के बाद आर कहते हैं? नहीं, इज कहते हैं। न्यूज टेक सिंगुलर वर्ब, so some nouns look plural but their meaning is singular, so they take a singular verb. And we never say equipments, by the way. Equipment hota hai, remove the s, a part has an error. Uncountable nouns, equipment is an uncountable noun, it's just a term, right? All things come under, it's a collection of whatever equipment, yes. So it's alpha has an error, remove the s. Pratik doesn't look well today, doesn't he? Did you notice the error? क्वेश्चन टैग एरर है ये। क्वेश्चन टैग का एक रूल होता है, जब ये नेगेटिव है तो क्वेश्चन टैग पॉजिटिव होना चाहिए। सो सी पार्ट हैज एन एरर, इट शुड बी डज ही। वो अच्छा नहीं दिख रहा आज, एंड देन यू से दिख रहा है क्या? यू आस्क द रिवर्स क्वेश्चन, या माइनस प्लस रूल। अगर यहाँ प्लस होता तो वो क्वेश्चन टैग माइनस होता। ही लुक्स वेल एंड देन यू गो फॉर माइनस। Question 78, it was one of most eloquent speeches delivered by Swami Vivekananda. One of, one of के बाद noun plural होता। आर्टिकल कहाँ है? One of the most, most, so most is a superlative degree ना, उससे पहले आर्टिकल the चाहिए। B part has an error. The most, we never say only most. We don't say he is most talented, the most talented. He suffered from fever when he was interviewed for the job. पास्ट की बात हो रही है, तो जब उसको जॉब के लिए इंटरव्यू किया गया तब वो फीवर से सफर कर रहा था। इट शुड बी ही वाज सफरिंग। ए पार्ट हैज इट्स अ टेंस एरर बेसिकली। बोथ द थिंग्स कैन नॉट बी इन सिंपल पास्ट टेंस। नो, इट हैज टू बी, दिस इज पास्ट कंटिन्यूअस। ही वाज सफरिंग, he was suffering from fever. उस समय उसको फीवर था when he was interviewed. Question 80, she forced herself to eat. Let's reread. She forced herself. And no error. Why are we forcing ourselves to see the error? Yeah, there is no error over here. Oh yeah, I just realized, I think एक ही question में no error था. I think only one question. All questions had errors. All right. Synonyms. Now we need to watch out for words which have similar meanings, right? Exhilarating word is underlined. So अभी T20 हमने World Cup जीता. So how was the team feeling? Very, very excited. So answer is thrilling. Exhilarating, exciting, you extremely happy basically. Justice prevailed and the murderer was decapitated. What do you think? See, this is like a cap. Yeah, so beheaded basically. क्योंकि वो मर्डर था ना, और इंसाफ हुआ, और वो मर्डरर को, his head was, he was beheaded. 83, the hotel room had dingy walls. Dingy is dark and dirty actually. Here it is written. Dingy walls. Keshav planned the event with fastidious care. Fastidious basically जब आप minute details पे बहुत attention देते हो ना, careful planning, बहुत minute, pay careful attention to minute details, that is fastidious. So therefore the synonym over here is Meticulous. Meticulous. Question 85. Her left leg was paralyzed due to a debilitating disease. See, anything which is debilitating, is वो आपको कमजोर कर देती, वीकनिंग, आपकी स्ट्रेंथ पूरी उस बीमारी से जैसे आप पूरे कमजोर हो गए, डेबिलेट. Yes, so only word which is suitable over here is crippling disease. The only word which is closest to anything which weakens your strength. Okay. Now this was a very interesting question this time. I'm very happy with the paper this time actually. I don't know how students feel about it, but as a teacher, if you ask me, the paper was very good. It was a superb paper. Hats off to the person who sent this paper, I tell you. Yeah. So थोड़ा expand करेंगे. बहुत surprise elements थे इस paper में. This was one of them. Correlating sentences. तो दो sentences दिए हैं, S1, S2. आपको इनको correlate करना है. It means इनका आपस में आपको रिश्ता बताना है कि पहला सेंटेंस या दूसरा सेंटेंस पहले सेंटेंस के साथ किस तरीके से रिलेटेड है. क्या ये इसको स्पैन कर रहा है, क्या ये कॉन्ट्रडिक्ट कर रहा है, क्या ये डिसमिस कर रहा है, क्या कर रहा है. अब नाउ लुक एट यूपीएससी. ये हर बार ये तो नहीं कि सेम ऑप्शंस दे हैव गिवन डिफरेंट, एवरी टाइम दे हैव गिवन 4 डिफरेंट ऑप्शंस. वाओ, आई टेल यू. ओके फाइन, we'll read question 86. यहाँ दोनों पढ़ने पड़ेंगे, S1 S2 दोनों पढ़ते हैं. Civics classes focus on citizenship and governance. Subject develops concepts that enable the reader to apply knowledge about government and the state to the idea of participative citizenship. अब क्वेश्चन यहाँ से शुरू होता है. द सेकेंड सेंटेंस. अब ये सेंटेंस इस सेंटेंस को से किस तरीके से रिलेटेड है. Therefore, इस क्वेश्चन का नाम था correlating. So does it expand the first? Does it contrast with the first? Contrast means oppose. क्या oppose कर रहा है, क्या contradict कर रहा है. Opposes a solution. Does it offer a solution to the first one? तो उसके लिए तो फर्स्ट में कोई प्रॉब्लम बताई होनी चाहिए ना, तभी तो हम वहां से सिलेक्ट करें. इज इट एन इम्पैक्ट. तो क्या ये कॉज इफेक्ट है, ये हमें देखना है. आई थिंक द आंसर इज सिंपली एक्सपैंड द फर्स्ट. फर्स्ट सेंटेंस जैसे बेसिक सेंटेंस है ना, सिविक्स क्लासेस क्या करती हैं, दो बातें. सिटीजनशिप के बारे में बताते हैं, गवर्नेंस, एंड द सब्जेक्ट. तो थोड़ी सी और डिटेल यहाँ बताई है सारी. अल्टीमेटली अबाउट सिटीजनशिप एंड गवर्नेंस होंगी ना, सिटीजनशिप गवर्नेंस, तो इसी और डिटेल में उसको बता दिया है. राइट. इट इज नॉट कॉन्ट्रडिक्टिंग, बिल्कुल भी नहीं. यहाँ कोई प्रॉब्लम ही नहीं है तो ये सोल्यूशन की तो बात ही नहीं है, और ना ये इसका इम्पैक्ट है. राइट. आंसर इज अल्फा. I have a suggestion for all of you. Do not get intimidated by looking at these questions. Oh, क्या आ गया पेपर में, क्या आ गया, क्या होता है. You are adults. You are almost 21, 23 years old. Yeah. You ought to know this. कि give up नहीं करना, ऐसे हार नहीं माननी ऐसे questions देख के. Trust yourself. Right. We got this. All right. Question S1. China has made. Let's read this. Huh? China has made rapid economic strides, but at the cost of democracy. India has followed a path towards rapid economic growth, but by abiding by the norms of a democratic polity. Okay. It is not explaining what is stated in the first. ये तो पक्का है. क्यों? क्योंकि यहाँ तो चाइना की बात हो रही है और यहाँ तो इंडिया की बात हो रही है. तो चाइना के बारे में तो कुछ एक्सप्लेन नहीं किया है, ये नहीं है. So like this you can go one by one. अच्छा. Then कंफर्म भी नहीं कर रहा है. कंफर्म तो तब कर रहा था जब चाइना की कोई बात कर रहे होते सेकंड में. राइट. अच्छा. Then is it negating the first? निगेट भी तब होता, निगेट इज मतलब उसको डिसमिस ही कर देना, कैंसिल किया, ऐसा कुछ। अल्टीमेटली चाइना की बात करेंगे तभी निगेट करेगा ना। इट इज एक्चुअली ऑफरिंग अ कॉन्ट्रास्ट टू द फर्स्ट। आंसर इज चार्ली। Try and understand. Answer is Charlie. I'll explain, don't worry. यहाँ लिखा है, चाइना ने बहुत इकोनॉमिक तरक्की तो कर ली, पर किस कीमत पे? एट द कॉस्ट ऑफ डेमोक्रेसी। मतलब डेमोक्रेसी नहीं है। और यहाँ क्या लिखा? इंडिया के लिए क्या लिखा? वी हैव अबाइडेड बाय द नॉर्म्स ऑफ अ डेमोक्रेसी। हमने तो बिल्कुल फॉलो किया है डेमोक्रेसी को। तो क्लियरली ये कॉन्ट्रडिक्टिंग बातें हैं। उनमें डेमोक्रेसी नहीं है, हम में बिल्कुल है, हमने सब फॉलो किया। इट इज ऑफरिंग अ कॉन्ट्रास्ट। एनीवेज ये वर्ड भी तो है, बट कॉन्ट्रास्ट। ओके फाइन। क्वेश्चन 88, लेट्स रीड क्वेश्चन 88। ऑप्शंस आई थिंक यहाँ पे है देन। या एनीवेज we'll read from here. A moment. The concept of right or wrong needs to be determined on the basis of principles. When it comes to matters related to the field of human rights, positions should be based solely on principles. You take your time with it. Concept of right or wrong needs to be determined on the basis of principles. सही और गलत कोई कोई उसके लिए कोई प्रिंसिपल्स का आधार होना चाहिए बेसिकली, हाँ. So when it comes to matters related to the field of human rights, positions should be based solely on principles. All right. Let's read the options. Yeah. The second sentence establishes the first, develops an axiom based on the first, contradicts, delegitimizes the premise of the first. The language used here. See, answer is bravo. यहाँ पे थोड़ी सी एक बैड न्यूज है कि कुछ कुछ मीनिंग्स अगर आपको नहीं पता होंगे, यू विल नॉट बी एबल टू डू द आंसर. एक्सियम बेसिकली is a general truth. It's an accepted truth कि हाँ आम मान्यता है कि ये एक सच बात है. So that's an axiom. General truth, accepted truth. So it is clearly developing an axiom based on the first, as we saw over there. It is not contradicting और ना ही delegitimize कर रहा है. Delegitimize is somewhere you say something is unlawful. तो ऐसा कुछ था ही नहीं वहां पे. Only the trying to throw some words on you. Yes. Premise किसी बात का आधार होता है, the base of something. Question 89. Let's read. The concept of ahimsa was adopted by Gandhiji after he was introduced to it by Tolstoy. The latter first, it means Tolstoy first read about it in German translation of this great moral treatise in Tamil. Much in the same way that Gandhi was influenced by Tolstoy in the United States of America, Martin Luther King shaped his civil rights movement based on Gandhian principles. All right. So basically जिस तरह से गांधी टॉल्स्टॉय से इंस्पायर्ड था, मार्टिन लूथर गांधी से. All right. Broadly यही है ना. It's not countering, it's not defending. Yeah, there it is. Answer is Charlie. It is providing an analogy. Analogy word का भी मतलब पता होना चाहिए ना. Analogy means similarity. बिल्कुल सिमिलैरिटी है तो सही, ये रहा मच इन द सेम वे। तो जैसे उन्होंने उनसे इंस्पायर हुए, वो उनसे इंस्पायर हुए, एक एनालॉजी है यहाँ पे। ऑलराइट, क्वेश्चन 90, the best ever cricket captain India has ever had is XYZ. Okay. As captain, XYZ has won considerably more matches for India than any other captain. Okay, okay. He's best. So, सबसे ज्यादा मैचेस जीते. So it's definitely not rebutting the first. अल्फा तो रूल आउट करेंगे. रिबट का मतलब होता है उसको समवेयर निगेट कर देना, आपको रिफ्यूज कर रहे हो. हाँ, सो ऑफ कोर्स वो रिफ्यूज बिल्कुल नहीं कर रहा. It's the premise for the first. Contrast, dilute. So again, rebut and contrast almost the same. Dilute भी नहीं कर रहा है वो. Ultimately, answer is this one. It's the premise for the first. So, premise, like I told you earlier, you remember I told you किसी चीज का आधार है. So actually ये statement देखा जाए तो पहले है, क्योंकि इस कैप्टन ने सबसे ज्यादा मैचेस जीते हैं, इसीलिए वो बेस्ट एवर कैप्टन है. ये बेस है ना. सो ये एक प्रेमिस है, इसीलिए उसको बेस्ट एवर कैप्टन का. सो बेसिकली स्टेटमेंट 2, therefore it is the premise.